Hello, everyone. We are here with Kelly Domaille, Coffee and Learn with Denise. She's here to share her knowledge, and we are super excited to have her today. I'm so excited that you're here with us.
Thank you so much for inviting me to be part of your morning. I'm very, very glad to be here and excited to share a little bit more about our story here as far as our real estate career. So Denise, you reached out to me to maybe just share how we got started and how we got to be fortunate enough to reach icon status. So just to share a little bit about me, we work out of the southeastern part of Minnesota. So I'm out of Rochester, Minnesota, which is the home of the Mayo Clinic. So we get a lot of people coming and going from our area just because of either medical treatments or influx from doctors and nurses. So we have a really nice transient community up here. But I actually started my real estate career as a mortgage loan officer. So I did that for 10 years before I decided to actually go and get my real estate license and sell real estate.
So you know both sides then.
I do. And as we know, I don't want to be an expert in that any longer because that changes so much. The rules, the guidelines, just overall mortgages change so often. But I know enough to be dangerous, right? I know enough to have some basic good insights about how mortgages work and whatnot. But I also know to get them in front of a good mortgage professional to get the real lifetime data of, today in mortgages. So what was really helpful was when I was a mortgage originator, I went through two big refinance crazes where the rates dropped and it was just so hectic and so crazy and it was great. But after I went through that, I decided I was kind of burnt out from doing that, but I didn't want to give up on all the knowledge and the expertise that I had gained over those 10 years. So I thought, what could I do with this? And the natural transition was just to get my real estate license and to still stay within the industry, but now just do something different, that I was excited about. So I got my real estate license and I actually started working for the third largest home builder in Minnesota. So my start in the actual sales of real estate was new construction and custom homes. So I did that for a few years. And then what I realized is that it was easy when people walked into the builder's model home, to talk to them about buying a house, but I was missing out on the fact that they had homes to sell. So it was all of that resale business on the other end that I was not able to take advantage of because I was working strictly for the builder. So yeah, and that's a huge part of the market. So I ended up interviewing and chatting with the local broker down here for Keller Williams. And so I had moved my license to Keller Williams and I was with them for 17 years. So, it was nice because I could still work in the new construction side of the business, but I could also get the resale of, their current home that they wanted to sell before they built. So that was a really nice transition for me to just open up a whole nother avenue of business. Yeah. So then a couple years later, my husband, who owned a car dealership here in town, decided he wanted to sell that and do something different. And so he sold that and he got his real estate license 2008. So he joined me and he's been with me ever since. So we are a two-person team. We work together. His strengths really lie in the back end of our business. So he runs the database, the marketing, the social media sites, all of the business related stuff so that I can focus on being face to face with the customers and people, which is really what I like to do best.
Oh, same here.
Yeah.
I think that's why we connected so much. My husband did the same. He works on the contracts, on the background.
Yeah, you have to know your strengths. And I think that's what really makes a team work is you stay in your lane, right? And I mean, if I were to try to go do the back end and do all the techie stuff, that is just not going to work for us. And it would take me, a month to do what he can do in a day. So, we just really just stay in our lane and do what we do best. And that seems to work really well for us. So I work with buyers and sellers and investors, and he does the transaction coordination, all of the marketing, all of our videos and social posts, and keeps us very active online. So we've got that consistent presence and I just handle the appointments. He is licensed though. So if we get which we are right now. We are just getting slammed with business, which is lovely. But when I get too busy, because I can only be in one place at one time, he is licensed and is able to just pick up the overflow of our business, which helps a great deal. And he can do the showings and write offers and all of that good stuff.
It's
So
wonderful to work with our other half, right?
Yes, yes.
Me
So I
works
know
perfect.
you and I chatted earlier just about, what might be some things or tips that we can give to people just either starting out in the business, or maybe you've been in the business for a while and you're struggling, and how do you get to that next level? So what I would tell you guys is real estate is hard. And what's really hard about it is we're kind of at the mercy of our clients' schedules, right? We might look at our calendar today and go, okay, I don't have any appointments. Great, I'm going to get X, Y, and Z done today. And next thing you know, you're getting phone calls and texts like, I want to see a house and I'd like to, take a look at this property. And your schedule kind of goes out the window. So the first thing that I would say to help you set up your schedule for success is to time block. What you want to do is set up your calendar every day so that your mornings, you're doing the things that you need to do to have your business be successful. And what I mean by that is, let's say you get up, and I don't care what time of the day works best for you, but let's say the morning you get up and you time block from 7 to 7:30 to go through Facebook, Instagram, make any responses to comments, wish people happy birthday, do all of those things in the morning and get that done for, take a half an hour and just go through that. Maybe the next hour and a half, you are setting up your schedule for any lead generation activities that you want to do, right? I'm going to make phone calls. I'm going to follow up on any leads that I had from the day before. I'm going to do any of my posts that I need to post. I'm going to do all of my lead generation activities, but I'm going to time block for those every morning. And you want to make sure that you have no distractions. No interruptions. Okay. So put yourself in a position, whether you're in an office and you close your door and you put a little sign on it, please don't interrupt me. I'm time blocking, or I'm lead generating, right? You want to protect that time so that you're able to do it on a consistent basis with no interruptions. If you do that every day and you're lead generating with no interruptions every single day, you're going to have more business than you know what to do with. Okay. But it has to be consistent and it has to be uninterrupted. Okay. And one of the words or the phrases that we live by is, we know things happen in our life, but if you have to erase it, you have to replace it. So what I mean by that is, if I time block my calendar every morning from 8 to 10 to do lead generation activities, and a particular day I have a closing that they needed to set that morning at 8 o'clock, and now I can't do my lead generation. If I'm erasing it from my calendar during that time that I normally set, I need to replace it at a different time throughout the day. Okay. So if you have your time block set, but now you have to erase it that day, replace it at a different time throughout the day. Lead generation is the key to your business. If you are not doing that consistently, what's going to happen is your business is going to have this roller coaster effect, right? Because you're going to lead generate for a few days. You might get a lead. If you stop lead generating for a few days because you're working with that buyer or you're working with that seller and you get so busy doing that you forget to lead generate, what's going to happen is you'll have business that'll be great, 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 great till it closes, till you close the sale or you write an offer, and that's done. Well, now you have nothing because you haven't been lead generating along the way. And now you're going to be on a downslope. So you can lead generate and find another lead, which will take you busy, right? So we want to avoid this roller coaster effect of, I have a client, I'm going to work with the client, and now they're done. Now I have nothing. I have to go back and lead generate until I have a client. Now I'm working with that client, right? So consistently lead generate so you always have clients in the hopper and always have new business coming in. And if you guys get to a point where you're like, well, if all this business is coming in, what do I do if I can't handle it? There are other agents, I'm sure, in your office or, area that you can refer out business. You get a lead that if you can't handle it, make a referral. You're still going to make a referral fee, but you're still handling the business. Does that make sense?
Oh, yes, that makes total sense. And consistently, right? That's the key. So,
Yep. And at some point in time, I hope you get so busy that you need to now add that leverage, right? Of maybe a buyer's agent or a listing agent to your team to help you out. But believe me, you will be able to push yourself farther than you've known you can to handle that amount of business before you have to add someone, to your team or leverage some of that business. But it would be a good problem to have, to be so busy, right? So the key is just to be consistent in your daily lead generation activities every single day, Monday through Friday. You don't have, if you want to take your weekend off, that's fine. But Monday through Friday, be really consistent in those lead generation activities. And I promise you, your business will really pick up. The other things that I want you to time block for. So not only the lead generation, but just your personal growth too, right? For instance, I'm not a morning person, so I do a lot of this at night. And what I mean by that is reading books, right? Reading books about the business, working on your business, not just in your business. So time block some time to learn how to be a better agent, learn how to be a better leader, learn how to, manage your business and your finances better. Whether that's a half an hour or an hour or, whatever works for you, just make sure that you're time blocking time for yourself to work on your business. For instance, there are some great books. Like I'll show some, and this one you're going to laugh at. It's so beat up. You can even see like my layers are coming off and I've got all my little tags. When I started with Keller Williams 17 years ago, I was handed this book. It's not just a Keller Williams book. It's The Millionaire Real Estate Agent, but it was written by Gary Keller. It is loaded with fantastic, just basic business advice. How do you time block? What are the things you should focus on? Setting up a database. That is the other thing, you guys. If you're going to lead generate every day and leads come in, how are you organizing those leads, right? Do you have a database to put those leads in and then consistently stay in touch with them and nurture them and, be right in front of them all the time? So two key things: lead generate, and set up a database or what they call a CRM, a contact, management system, where you can stay in front of these contacts on a regular, consistent basis. Okay. Those are the two key things for you guys getting to the next level of your business. So again, this is like a Bible. If I could tell you all the Bible on how to get your real estate business up and running, this is how I started, and it's been fantastic. Okay. Another great book, The One Thing. Great book. This talks about you don't have to be a master at everything. You don't have to learn every single thing to the nth degree. Focus on the one thing that if you did nothing else for the whole rest of the day, you would be set, right? So if that one thing is lead generation, then focus on that. Or if your one thing, I don't know, is, to go out and be a community volunteer, I don't know, whatever brings you your business, focus on that one thing, and you don't have to be a master of all. Okay. So this is another great book. There's so many, I could go on for days about great tips and books to read to just help your personal growth in your business. But, time block, again, time to do that so that your business and your personal side can grow along with your business. Again, any other questions, Denise, like you can think of off the top of your head, like that I can answer or advice I can give?
I think you gave us a very simple and good advice, and I'm ready to buy that book, to be honest with you, because I did not read it yet. So I'm like, okay, I'm anxious to great. I can, awesome. I think you share your knowledge. And if we just listen to you and get those tips that you told us, I think we can be an icon.
Yeah. Well, yeah. An icon, honestly, you guys, is huge. I mean, I don't know if people tuning in are all with EXP or not, but being with Keller Williams, which was a great company for 17 years, you don't know what you don't know, right? It was great and I was happy. But when I heard about the EXP business model, it was a no-brainer. And when I made my switch, I've only been with them just over a year, and we hit icon status our first year, which was phenomenal, right? I mean, we got all of the money that we paid in for our cap back. So, that's a life changer for some people. I mean, it sounds very dramatic, but there are people that if they could get that cap money back and in the form of company stock, you know, what does that look like 5 years from now? What can that do for your family? That could be the difference
It's
in
actually retirement, right? That's
absolutely.
what I love about EXP. Like, we don't think about just the transactions that we're doing right now. We think about retirement. Yeah.
Right. Because really in real estate, there's no way to get out of this business, right? I mean, with most companies, when you decide to retire, you put all your little things in the box and you walk out the door and see you later, right? Whereas, you know, years ago, Keller Williams was a disruptor in this industry because they brought profit share to the business and to the industry. And the difference between Keller Williams and EXP is that we do revenue share, and revenue share is very different than profit share. And getting paid in our milestones with EXP with stock, we're not only now becoming owners in the company, which is phenomenal, but we're getting paid on revenue, not profits. Profits can be manipulated, right? If I have a really profitable month and I own a franchise that does profit sharing, that's the month that I'm going to maybe buy the new copier that I need to buy and maybe add a staff member that I now have money to do. And it manipulates the profits, which affects the agent profit share. Revenue share, we're getting paid on the revenue right up front. And so there's no manipulation that can happen, which is fantastic. But just the stock portion of it, you're right. If I get stock today, 5 years from now or 2 years from now, what is the value of that? I mean, that could be the difference of me being able to put children through college or pay off a mortgage or debt that I have, or just be able to retire with some passive income, which we never had before. EXP has presented a life-changing platform for people's businesses and lives. And I think it's, you know, if nothing else, it's worth looking into. If there are people out there listening that you are not with EXP or would like to learn a little bit more, I mean, reach out to Denise. She's phenomenal. She'll tell you all about it, you know, but I always say that talent never says no unless they know what they're saying no to. So listen to the program, hear it, see if it would be a benefit to you, right? And look at the platform and the business tools that they provide you. Not that I should make this a big EXP platform, but I'm telling you, it was a life changer for my husband and I.
Yes.
And hitting icon status was awesome. We were so proud, and I know that you'll get to it too.
Yes. Kelly, thank you so much for being here with us today.
You're welcome.
I really think we should do this again in the future, because
Yes.
I think you have a lot of knowledge and, you know, and you really can share with us more. So looking forward for the next time.
Yes, thank you for having me, and I will gladly welcome the next time too.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Everyone.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.